Hello and welcome into MFL with Laird. I am Andrew Laird, joined today by Mr. Club Delegation himself. Trust the process. The day has finally come, Trust. How does it feel?
Oh, it's great. I'm on top of the world. However, my inbox has been blowing up, but it's been a fun time.
Before we get into any of that, how did you feel about the branding of club staff and all of the options that you can do as a club?
I Everyone's assigned the same role for me, and it's just whatever comes up generically. Like I'm not individually going in and assigning a different name for it besides what's just there. I like the variation as far as what you could set up different ways. I think it makes more sense if you're having like a higher level club that you want multiple to manage or different parts of it. I see their vision and I like it.
Love it. Love it. Thanks everyone for coming in. Josh, Toby, and Jimbo on the podium. Congratulations to you three. SR Burrow, what's up? Ron John in the house. Need more Laird MFL streams. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We do need more of them. So we got a few things to go through today. One of which is Trust kind of announcing who is going to be in charge of some of his clubs. Trust, is your plan at some point to delegate all of them?
The hard thing is, I guess the first answer, yes, it would be fun to delegate all of them. It could be fun just to see everything go and just sit back and watch it because I've
MFL
really
go
enjoyed it
burr
so
while
far.
you. While you
I was like, so basically, I told my sister I'm visiting my sister in Raleigh, which is why I'm outside, um, and told them I was on this show today. And I told them a little bit about MFL before, and then they're like, "You're gonna be on YouTube?" So I think she's gonna try to watch it while she's working today.
There we
Um,
go. That's what everybody does. They just watch while they're supposed to be working.
Well, then my wife, we're both sitting outside, so she's gonna be sitting in the corner over there. So it's gonna be weird talking about it, knowing I have people listening that I know for the first time in person. But anyway, that was a tangent to say I told them about the delegation process and I was excited about it. And my brother-in-law might actually take a delegated team as well. First time he'd be playing, which would be cool. But at the end of the day, I don't know how many people want to manage 50 overall average clubs, and so that's where it could be hard to delegate those out, and that's those ones I'll probably end up keeping. Um, but the more I can delegate, the happy I am to do it. Especially for those that want to just have one or two clubs of their own, but want to manage more, but just don't have the finances to do so. It's like, yeah, why not?
So I actually want to talk about that a little bit. So amongst the club staff, you're really only looking for tactical people, correct?
Yeah, yeah. When I send out the offers, it's can manage tactics, enter competitions, and they can do the socials if they want to. I doubt they're going to do that, but those are the three I check. Contracts, I don't really want to give permission to because I already have the team set up. Um, and I forget what the last one is, but yeah,
Yeah.
that.
So I was talking to someone earlier about whether they were going to apply for one of your clubs, and one of the things they kind of pointed out was they didn't call it a stress, so I don't want to say that's the word, but the requirement of kind of these really short squads that you have,
Mm.
meaning not deep rosters, not physically short, but
Some are
they kind
probably
of
short.
yeah, some of them trust the process, short kings, but the kind of you are handing over the tactics to your clubs, but you are still wanting them run in a way that allows these players to get as many games as possible. And have you had anybody kind of push back on that, saying, "Can I get two more players?" Or is it just like this is the deal, take it or leave it?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Did I send you the spreadsheet over so I can walk through? Some clubs are kind of set up differently than others.
Okay.
Um, but while you're pulling it up, basically there are some 11 on 11 off clubs that are structured so that the best 11 um, is actually the team I want to play the most often. Those are the ones that are in ice, the ones that kind of got scooped up quick. But there's also 11 on 11 off where I messaged the guy saying, "Hey, look, how I want this club to be run is I want the less overall guys to play more often to develop." And you can rotate in the better guys for a cup or something like that. That way you can still generate more MFL. But this is kind of how I want this to be run. People have been open to it and okay with it. I had one person switch club locations to one that was more competitive. I think they just went based off of name. Um, but Yeah, overall, it's been received well, I think.
Well, that's good. That's good. And have you set up any of these staff Flint clubs so that, because it does seem like you get more progression in those, and the point of your Spark, maybe it's Ice as well, but Ice, Spark, and Flint clubs is progression. And so, do you have any of these? And I think they're crazy, to be honest, to have like 2 games a day for an entire season. Like the double game weeks already stress me out, and to do that every single day feels like it. And obviously, you have somebody else that you can work with on it. But have you looked into those at all?
I would say I haven't to this point. That's mostly because of 2 reasons. One, I've been so focused on trying to manage my top club level my clubs right now because everyone wants those first. Not to mention just juggling players, and we can get into this in a second too. But we had a thing with Ron John Big Wills in my team where we're actually switched teams to other Big Wills, so we're in Diamond this season, and so just loan management and talking to different managers and stuff has really taken up a lot of time on that end. I wouldn't mind if anyone has any interest in that staff Flint team that wants to reach out to me. I can see if I can put one together. But the second biggest issue for me is Spark still having a minimum overall.
Yep.
Because I'd be happy to throw a worse team in Spark to allow a manager in Flint to have a 54 rated team. But I really need Flint right now to be a lot of the places where my sub 45s go. And so that's been the one thing holding me up from really focusing on structuring that. But I could probably do a couple if anyone wants to reach out.
There you go. There you go. So let's start at the top, actually. So meaning the higher clubs that you have in your agency. I'm trying to pull this up, but it did. Oh, wow, that loaded actually quite quickly. All right, let's go, Yaks. So you've got, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 iron clubs, including 2 Philly clubs. How are you going about getting those delegated? And was it kind of people coming to you saying, I want to run this club? Or is it you going out, knowing some of the people in the community and saying, hey, can you run this club for me?
Yeah, so it's a combination of both depending on the club. So the Philly clubs are the ones I care about the most, just that being kind of the trusted process origin and also just closest to where I'm at. And before Bruce had reached out, Bruce from Yorkshire Tea had reached out to me asking if I was interested in sell one of those Philly locations. And I was like, sorry, no, not really. But then whenever I posted the other day saying, pretty disappointed I didn't get them promoted again, maybe looking for a new tactics manager, he had responded pretty quickly in general saying, I forget what GIF it was. I reached out to him and basically said, hey, if you want to manage both of them, I trust your tactic wisdom. And what I love right now is I can go on my homepage and just see the friendlies that are being run. And like 90% of my friendlies are Philly A and Philly B. Like I can tell that he's like running it, looking at it. I'm excited to see what he does this season. So for them, gave him both. He's the only person I gave 2 top level clubs to. That's because, look, there's one being run right now. As far as the scrimmages being run, friendlies. But the Norwich club, that was always going to go to Jimbo if you wanted it. And so I'm excited to have a Jimbo managed team in my agency now. And the last one that I kind of had preset was I talked to Rory a little bit about managing the Dublin club if it became available. And so happy to have him be a part of that there. Otherwise, the Austin, the Denver, Incheon, if I'm saying that correctly, and those 3 irons are ones that were kind of up for application, for lack of better phrasing.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the stone teams, same thing. And so the hard thing there was getting. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 teams remaining there. I had about like 18 or so people reach out saying they wanted to manage those, and so it's like half the people I have to turn down and half are going to get a club. But it's also a cool thing where hopefully those that get a club are like, oh, there's people in the wings that want a club if this doesn't go as well. And so maybe teams that do well managing a Spark club, I'll move up to managing a Ice club in the future if something doesn't go well or something like that.
Has the process of filling out these teams with managers, I also did notice that it doesn't say anywhere if it's being managed by anyone else, which is kind of like, well, actually, maybe it's in the, there is a staff. It's just not on the front. So you'll have to research a little bit if you are seeing if this club is run by someone else. Has there been any thought yet of this is quite easy? And I say this as you've only as you haven't gotten that many people to sign up yet, but are you looking to buy more clubs yet?
Not at the moment. That's just a matter of where things are at agency wise, and not trying to put anything else into the game.
Okay.
And I'm sending you over a Google Doc spreadsheet if you want to pull it up too. As far as like people that are interested in managing clubs, they can this spreadsheet's been posted a couple different places, so they can see what's claimed and what's available. And so, yeah, basically, not looking to acquire more clubs right now. 123 seems like a fun number just to stick around at. And I'm really going to enjoy just watching how this kind of comes together this season. I do still want to stay on top of it. You never know what managers might like. No one targeted personally. There's 34 managers currently assigned clubs, or will be after we announce the Stone and Iron clubs. Whereas I'd like to believe they're all going to stay on top of it, but who knows? If someone I don't want any players to get low on energy, stuff like that. So I'll be peaking every now and then. But
do you? Yeah, actually, that's kind of my next question is: do you think how on top of it will you stay? I know it's kind of a weird question because they're your clubs in any way, but I feel like this is going to sound insulting, but I promise it's not. I feel like you don't care about results, at least for most of your clubs, that much. And so how are you going to track whether what's happening is what you want to happen?
It's going to be purely an energy thing. Like I'm just going to go into my agency and search player performance and look at energy and seeing if combination of if their energies are decent. Like if energy is down to like 90, I'm not concerned. It's more of like if something happens where they're down to like 70 and someone's just not paying attention, then I'd step in. Then also every now and then checking if the young guys are playing as much as I would like to.
Right.
But so far, the guys that are managing, you can see how they're set up: 11 on, 11 off, or 17-man rotation. It's really just the HCY and Smokey and I think it's 03 and then have the ones that are 11 on, 11 off that have the worst 11 being the ones I want to play more. And so far, it's not going to be a whole lot of concern. Because even in Spark, I have 17-man rotations, and those 17 men everyone plays equally. To your question earlier, like people having concern about trying to manage small squads, the 17-man is just 3 rotations. Everyone plays 2/3 of games. It's actually not that much to ask, I don't think, as far as a managing tactic. If it was 16-man, where I still had sometimes a fourth formation that was needed based off of certain players needing rest, that would be more of an issue, in my opinion, as far as asking that from somebody. But all the 17s are set up, so it's just 3 rotations to flow between.
So is there any concern that you're not asking enough?
No, because what I'm asking is that people are going to look at tactics and actually analyze the teams and try to run friendlies potentially, or just at the very least, look at tactics, put in like last season, I barely even touched the situation. I forget what that's even called, so I barely used it. Like whenever 60 minutes into the game, you want to have this happen for your team. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Like the in-game tactical changes.
Yeah. I didn't even touch that last season, and so my hope is that while people are managing teams, are doing stuff like that and putting in personal assignments and team instructions, because I just didn't have the time for it. So,
this spreadsheet? Can I just drop it in the live chat here?
Yeah.
All right. So if anybody else wants to look at it, and Sean was saying, are you still looking for those expressing interest at this point? I imagine that every time you have a green cell in here, you're looking for somebody.
Yeah. So I try to kind of put a key in there. The delegation review options, which are Stone and Iron, those are managers I decided before going on to this stream. And so those are going to be decided now. But if you want to manage up to 3 Spark teams or Flint teams, you're welcome to do it. Just down to Spark and Flint left.
So speaking of that, meaning you're going to announce who's taking over some of your clubs. You also mentioned that you were a little disappointed that that managers can only manage 3 clubs from certain people.
Yeah, I think it seems to be less of an issue than I thought. I
Oh,
frankly
okay.
thought that it was going to be to have, I think, again, 34 managers that want to manage clubs this season. Not 34 managers that will be managing clubs, not to mention the ones that get declined for Stone and Iron that might want to manage a Spark. There's more interest than I thought there might be. I think the 15% that I kind of set as a flat bar across everything, if you've been in the game for 2 or more seasons, um, was enough to draw interest and keep the value for me at the same time. And so um, it's been really cool to see the reception the community's had to this opportunity.
What or actually let me rephrase. So your hope is that at worst your clubs finish higher than they would have, to the tune of 15%. I assume that's sort of like you just said, you're giving out 15% rev share for all of these. And so if they can finish high enough that they kind of pay off that 15%, then it's a win. Have you taken the time to look at each club and say, what do I realistically expect from this club in this season, so that you can view it at the end of the season? Oh, was I projected 8th in whatever the MFL is for that, but I actually finished 3rd. And so whatever that MFL difference is, or are you just saying this is what's the average for each division, and anyone who outperforms that probably is a win?
Yeah, I think what I'll be looking at is taking each team's ranking based off of the league they end up being in, and seeing how the manager finishes the club based off, like, in reference to where they were projected. The differences might be for some 11 on, 11 offs, where there's one line is significantly better than the other. That'll be taken into account when kind of managing expectations.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, it's just going to be looking at where they place in their league, not the average overall, because I know leagues can vary so much.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So what, I know you dropped it in the MFL Discord. What's the process for someone who wants to manage a club? How do they get in touch with you?
They just shoot me a message on Discord.
Simple as that.
But what I do ask is that you look at this spreadsheet beforehand, so you can tell me which clubs you want. Because the process is literally, oh, these 3 teams in Spark are ones I want, and I'm like, cool. I send the delegation. Like, there's not really a request. There's not really a process.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing there was a process for was I had a lot of managers initially that wanted 3 ice teams, and I was like, I'm going to limit it 1 per person for now, in case people wanted enough, like there's enough managers that want ice, and there was. I filled out the ice teams with 1 manager per in that division.
Right.
But you'll notice some of them have 1 in ice and then maybe 2 in Spark or something like that. So yeah, just let me know. Just shoot me a message. The only thing is with those 11 on, 11 offs is understanding sometimes the 11 on I want to play more often is the worst 11, as I mentioned earlier. And that's just because they're younger and I want progression for them. And so if you're willing to do that, I'll definitely look over a worse finish just because you did that.
I think James mentioned that he had the Edinburgh club last year.
Yeah,
yeah.
He said on this
on
last
one,
one, he's like kept the boss happy.
Right.
And hey, he got a better Scotland team this season because of it. And it was one of those things where I had already made the teams whenever we had talked about delegating manually last season to him, where I was like, man, this team does kind of suck. Sorry. But now we got a good Scotland team in there. But on that note too, he said to give you a hard time for having a 10 a.m. stream. I didn't tell him the fact that 10 a.m. was my idea. He's like, it's not Australian friendly.
Every video I do is not Australia friendly, and so he gives me a hard time on all of it. So there's that. Andy's checking in. What's up? And now he's telling you to check your DMs. So I'm imagine he's interested in as well. Toby said, I wonder if the biggest difference will be in the cup. I feel like there will be significantly more trust teams getting past the group stage.
So I did well last season. Prior ones, this probably been the case. But last season, I did focus a lot on the older guys playing in cup, which actually led to better results because they were the higher overall. So on average, they're better than the teams they were facing. But definitely from a tactics perspective too, I would definitely expect an increase, hopefully. Yeah, I had one manager say it's kind of a bummer now. When I see a trust team in my league, I can't just write them off for not being managed. That was more of a Spark issue and Flint issue, but well, there's still a lot of teams that need to be delegated that I might still hold on to, and I have no problem doing that.
We're definitely in a league together in Spark, and I think NEP is in it also. And I'm trying to think of what.
I'm in a few NEPs. I know that much.
Well, I mean, when both of you have, well, you certainly, but I get, when NEP has as many clubs as he does, then it's going to hit there.
I'm up to 85 Spark clubs, and so we're slowly growing my Spark numbers because of relegations from ice.
And the irony is, how many of these 85 Spark do you actually wish were in Flint? That you're like begging for relegation because you can play more guys.
So it's wish we're in Flint 0.
Oh, okay.
Because I've managed to make the rosters qualify, and in Spark you get more MFL for finishing last opposed to last in Flint, and so I'm okay with it. I just don't like the overall minimums being a place in Spark.
I'm with you on that. Not that I'm dying to buy another Spark club to fill these, but yeah. Mr. Boss 510 here, excited to manage 2 clubs. So,
yep.
Do you think enough people will enjoy it running somebody else's club?
We'll find out. I had one person that did say, I was like, hey, if you want more than one, you're welcome to it. Just didn't want you to see other people are managing multiple and you not wonder why I didn't offer it to you. And he's like, I just want to start with 1 or 2. That way I can learn if I like it. I do think a lot of these managers are people, though, that have a couple of clubs now that want to just have more. Mm-hmm. And so my hope is that, they'll enjoy it. And it did factor in my decision sometimes as far as we'll get to it here with the delegation. But if a player had a lot of clubs already and want to delegate it, I was like, how much time are you going to spend on my clubs compared to yours? Especially it's 15% versus more. And so be lying if I said that wasn't a factor when I did my research on ones that wanted to manage more. But sometimes too is like, hey, they don't like their highest team is an ice team and they want to manage something better.
Yeah.
Then even if they have more down below, maybe they'd still focus on playing on a higher level.
Mr. Boss said I wanted to buy more clubs but couldn't, so this helps. I think that's and it certainly gives you enough exposure of what is it like running more clubs. Like if you have 3 clubs and you're thinking, I wonder what it's like to run 6. Here's your opportunity.
Yeah, more and higher level, right? For those that want to apply for a higher level team. Which is like a gamble to give them the chance because they haven't played there before, but also like a cool opportunity to let them see what they could do on that level at the same time.
Mm-hmm. What happens if Trust the Process Norwich has to play a cup final against the Winsome Worms?
That's interesting. I am hoping they're not in the same level of range of cup. We can cross that bridge if we get to it. At least they won't be in the same group because I'm sure they'll manually take care of that. There might be tactic changes revoked for just a game and then give him back. That way you don't have to worry about it.
There you go. Toby was all over that one. In reality, having a team delegating a club and somebody gets them to a cup final is great news.
Yeah. Still wouldn't be upset about it. And there'd be part of me too would be like, well, if I take second, you got it all the way there. Good for you. Like I know you wouldn't throw the game. That actually happened. I know Whitehouse had a final against himself last season. It was like a relatively high up cup final too. Great job managing it to get that spot. The one team he had more ownership in, and one team he had like half ownership in. And I was like, that'd be a tough thing to be in where you're like, I have a lot more vested interest in this one team, but you don't want to throw it either. So
yeah, that's tricky. I imagine they will do all they can to avoid club delegated clubs, at least with tactical stuff, against people who own clubs. But
I'm going to be very impressed if they do manage to have no hiccups when it comes to separating these teams out. This isn't a knock on them. I fully expect there to be some situation where a club that's delegated out to someone has that person's team also in that league. Maybe they have an internal way of dealing with that, but feel like that'd be really hard to do. So if they pull it off, I'll be impressed. If not, I'm sure someone will report it and we'll get it taken care of like they always do.
It's certainly easier to figure that out on the higher levels because there are only so many teams.
Yeah.
So, but they're smart people there. They know what they're doing.
Right.
So the three iron clubs, you said you haven't had people reach out on those?
No. All iron and stone clubs I have managers for now.
Oh, okay.
Just ready to announce them whenever you want to.
Okay, I thought it was just stone. So that's very exciting. So you have, what is that? 6, 9 that we have to announce from stone and iron. Is that right? 6 and 3.
Yeah.
How many applicants did you get for those 9?
About 18.
Love it. Love it.
I almost wanted to put a wheel on for the last
Yes,
one. Or a duck race. We could have done a duck race for one. That's a missed opportunity. But I already made the decisions. But maybe in the future we'll find the qualified candidates and then do a duck race amongst the qualified candidates.
There you go. Have you thought about what happens next season particularly if you don't want somebody who ran a club to not do it again? How big are you into human resources?
Like, are you asking how I'm going to fire people?
Yeah.
I
assume it's
I have
easy.
a month and a half to figure that out, I guess.
Let it go and they don't do anything and you're like, hey, you didn't do anything. But if it's somebody, you have somebody running a club here and you're like, I actually would rather someone else run it.
Yeah. I would say I have a month and a half to figure that out. But what we're probably going to do is something like, at the end of the day, a lot of people are interested. And so just rotating opportunities makes sense. If someone promotes a team, that's not going to be taken away. Or if someone jumps like 5 spots, it's not going to be taken away. But if someone like either does as projected or within 3, there might be a conversation of, hey, love to have you manage this team this season. I'm going to give someone else an opportunity to manage a higher up team just to kind of rotate the opportunity. Hopefully people understand that.
Sure.
If not, I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm a big people pleaser, which is why contracts has been a real pain for my players. But
because you're a
higher level players, so I loan out basically my 86 pluses, except for 5 that we put on our diamond team, and I don't like telling people, sorry, I'm going with this way instead of that way, even for loaning. And so telling a manager, hey, I don't want you to manage the team, that's gonna be hard.
I like this. Relegated with a mid-table projected team, but wins the cup. What do you do?
Depends on where they're getting relegated from. Are they getting relegated from stone or iron? Or are they getting relegated from ice to spark? Or spark to flint? I'm just going to leave that as I'm not going to answer the question.
Perfect. I love it.
It's a case by case.
Great. So you had 18 applicants for these 9 spots. So safe to assume that nobody's getting 2 of them?
No one's getting 2 of them. Nope.
And how did you decide on the ones that you're choosing?
It was a combination of looking at their past success in some leagues, their amount of clubs they're currently managing, and if there was conviction behind what formations they like and what formations they do well in. If someone was like, oh, I just want to manage a club, they're open to whatever. It's like there's a level of, I appreciate the flexibility. There's also someone that's like, oh, I do 4-2-2-2 really well. This is my success with it. Then I'm like, all right, then I feel like you're someone that I want to delegate to. It was different formations, different spaces. And so a combination of all those things. So I can't really say it was one thing or another. But I will say I did have someone message me this morning after I decided, and I was like, sorry, but I can't change my mind on these decisions now. And yeah, the caveat of it all being is there are people that I wanted to select I just didn't have the teams for. And so that's what anytime you have 18 applicants for 9 positions, that's going to happen.
Sure. And were any of the applicants adamant about location, or was it just, I want to take one of your stone or iron clubs? Like obviously Jimbo with the Norwich license, Rory in Dublin, but were there people who were like, I want your Stone England A club or nothing at all?
Not based off of location. There were some people that said I want either this space or that space because of formation. And I mean, even formation wise, like whenever I was trying to set this all up too, I'd already talked to Jimbo and Rory, and I was like, hey, feel free to let me know if you want to change formations before I finalize the other rosters, because I don't know. I've enjoyed talking to Rory mostly over this past season. And then of course Jimbo, it's like I want to put you in best position to raise up Norwich. And so we moved that from a 4-2-2 to just consistent 4-2-2-2 to adding in flexibility to a 4-1-2-1-2. And it made it made Denver a 4-2-2. And then Austin and Dublin's rosters I swapped because Rory wanted to manage a 4-3-3 team opposed to something else. That's what he's success with. And so I was happy to do that for him too.
No thought in making Norwich a 5 at the back just to see what Jimbo would do.
That was his one rule, is he wouldn't manage a 5 at the back Norwich club. Incheon was one that's 5 at the back that some people were like, I don't have interest in managing that one. They would rather manage a Stone team than a 5 at the back. So they'd make Jimbo proud.
There you go. Let's announce some. Let's see who won.
Now, do you want to pull up the roster for each one?
Sure.
Or was that too much? I don't know.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
You want to do the Iron ones first?
Sure.
Let's start with Denver. Why not? Here it is.
So the one thing about Discord names and international names in general, pronouncing them is going to be hard. Ebbins, Ebbens. Picked him because that was the example of I don't have reasons for everybody, but he was the main example of I do 4-2-2-2 really well. This is my success with it in the past, and so I was like, all right. Whenever Jimbo didn't want the 4-2-2-2 in Norwich, moved it to there, and so excited to have him run that and see where that goes.
Let's go. Evans is always in the chat, so appreciate somebody who's recognizable. Yeah, it seems pretty set up for 4-2-2-2. Yeah, I wish I could make 4-2-2-2 work.
I ran it with Norwich last season and had some success. That's the one where I was like 3 points out of first, but got fourth or something like that, or fifth. Oh. It was brutal.
That's tough.
Do you just need one result to go a different way?
Andy, if you go to the spreadsheet, it'll be in the live chat somewhere, but every club that is in green is available right now. Truss has already decided on the Stone and Iron clubs. All right. Correct. So next. So congratulations to Evans, taking over Trust the Process. Which one was that? Denver?
Denver. Yep.
Okay. Next up is Austin.
So Austin was a decision based off of someone that left and came back. Ryus and Sushi. I forget how you say his name. Ryu. He's someone that was an NFL staple for a good amount of time. I feel like he was in every stream a lot. And he said he was coming back to MFL, want to give him the chance. And he only has one team right now. And so I was like, an experienced manager, only has one club. And so, yeah, we'll see what he can do there.
So this one was a 4-1-2-1-2 or 4-2-2-2.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like 4-1-2-1-2 wide too.
Yeah, all the 4-1-2-1-2s are wide, unless mentioned with an N. But I think in all these Stone and Iron clubs, they're wides.
My personal favorite, Toby here, who said 4-2-2-2 is a hit or miss for me. I play with one club and always go deep in the cups, but I struggle in the league and I don't know why. He hates 4-1-2-1-2 wide, but that's what I have. So congratulations. Is it Royce and Sushi? Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
All right. Incheon is next. Who has to learn Korean?
So Nico, Niko. Yeah, he basically just said, yeah, I'll do Incheon. It's got some strong players to it. He really wanted an Iron Club. I had a few managers, we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that said I only want Iron or bust, which didn't really factor in the decision. Like I didn't pick Nico because he wouldn't manage a team otherwise. It was just more about like his history of playing MFL, and whenever this is dangerous to say, but I had some managers that follow up with me that were like, "Hey, when are you announcing this? Hey, when you announce," like a couple times, and I was like, "I like your excitement and enthusiasm." So it's a dangerous thing to say for next season, but for now, it was a good thing.
I thought you were going to say the opposite. Like, okay, that's enough. You don't get it now.
No, I was like, it means you're genuinely interested, opposed to
Right.
just something that's a secondary thing to you.
Well, I guess because if they haven't been assigned yet, they can't start running their friendlies until you do.
And that's why I
submit that
wanted
one.
to also do this today with you. I was like, give people time to do that.
Yeah. Do you think you'll track any of the friendlies?
Track? No. I will say though, like I mentioned this earlier, I'll mention it again. Like Bruce is running so many friendlies, and I've loved it. Every now and then I'll click on, I'll watch a friendly whenever it's playing. There's currently a friendly for Philly A and Philly B going on right now. Yeah, going to my agency, it's just Philly A, Philly B. I saw someone who's managing my Boston club do it. There's a Costa Rica is there as well, and so I will say I'm seeing who's doing it, and I'm taking note of it at the same time. But it's not something I'm going to go into each club and see who's running friendlies.
It's funny that you already stress test the MFL website so much with the number of players and clubs, and now you have all of them running friendlies at the same time. Okay, so that's Iron. Congratulations to Evans, Royce and Sushi, and Nico for joining Rory, Jimbo, and Bruce as the Trust the Process Iron. What is the official name of it?
What?
Like the role?
Oh, what
is it? Just sporting director? I think.
I think it's the first one that comes out.
Yeah.
I haven't sent these out yet, but I will be sending them out shortly. But yeah, it's sporting director is the
sporting director. Okay.
First one to pop up.
Okay, so we have 6 Stone clubs. We have England A, Canada A, Germany F, Canada E, Kiev A, and Italy C. Let's see. Just the first one that pops up here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's Canada, right? I read Edmonton first. Let's do that one. Edmonton, Trust the Process, Canada E. Who's taken over?
So, despite not being a fan of his name, the worst sin is who I'm going to be passing that one off to. And again, the Stone teams I don't have as much explanations for besides all the what I've already kind of said as far as looking at their agency a bit, seeing their success, or just sometimes it's again their enthusiasm that comes through. I had one person that like messaged afterwards after saying, "Hey, I'll get back to you." Is like, "Thanks, I won't disappoint you." I'm like, "All right." Someone that has already motivation to please. So, yeah, he's one there. We can breeze through these next ones too if it's helpful. I have too much time doing it, but
I have 3 Stone clubs this year, and I'm looking at your Stone clubs, and I'm like, uh-oh, I might be in trouble this year.
Some are better than others.
All right, but, so do you have 2? Wait,
I have 2 Canada teams.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one is Montreal. Who gets this one?
That was Canada A.
Yeah.
Kingslayer, who I think said he would be tuning in today.
There we go.
Be Canada A.
Man,
that was an enthusiasm pick. I juggle all these names in my head, so I can't say who was what, but I know he messaged me within the last, 24 hours or so.
All right. Trust the Process, England A in Southampton.
England A, Clarino, Clarinho. I think he was an example of someone that has a good amount of teams, but this is going to be his highest team that he's managed, and so giving him that chance.
Have you looked to see, like, is there an average of number of clubs that these people run already that you cared about?
I would say the most was 8, but the average is probably closer to like 3 or 2.
Toby said these Stone teams have a lot more rares than my Stone team. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
And this is what I was talking about, though. Like, there's Stone teams that I can't get promoted because I'm just haven't been good tactically. That I feel like delegating these out to people that are going to actively manage and work with tactics. I think it's going to return an average of 2 spots, which I put it in ChatGPT. It was like, what's the average difference between these spots? It was like 8% was the difference on average between position 1 and position 2.
Okay.
In a league standings. That's why it shows 15.
That makes sense. There we go. Ready to go. England A. So we have Germany F. Actually, before you do this one, what's the farthest in the alphabet you've had to go?
I think F is the furthest.
Oh, okay.
I have Germany F and I have Kiev F. And that might be it.
Okay. That's how I'm going to start judging how many clubs you have. I don't care how many the total is, but I want to see like England Y.
I also have England F. So I have 3 Fs.
All right.
But which club did you say?
Germany F.
X Darwin HO X. I don't know. Darwin is what I'm going to call him, and how I had him in my spreadsheet.
Way to be. Yeah, Darvinho X. You have 2 Inos. There we go. All right, so that one was Germany F. And there should be, what is that, 1 more? Oh, no, 2 more. Kiev A. Here you go.
HUD Giant, who is someone that is also managing another couple of clubs for me. But yeah, he messaged me this morning, I think, asking when it was going to be. And I was like, in 2 hours, you'll see this soon.
Looks like they also have Chile B in ice. And maybe
I can't remember if there's another one or not, or if he just picked which ice team he wanted. He gave me 2 options. That may have been that.
Okay. And the last one we have is Italy C. Where did that go? Here we go. I don't know where Arezzo, Italy is, but here we go.
Eddie the Toon.
Wonder if that's Eddie Howe himself. Is there a...
I'm going to move 1 second, but I'll be right back.
Sure.
Get to see my sister's whole porch instead of part of it. Good news is there's an overhang, so I think we should be fine here. Did
it start raining?
It did start raining out of nowhere.
That's not great
for an overhang, so I can just go like this and be fine.
There we go. Usually not great for electronics.
We're actually going to face this way because my wife has got my laptop charger, and she doesn't want to be on camera when she comes out that door.
Kev Hurd, what's up? What's up? Herndudzi said, taking a 2% revenue trust if you need someone to manage the managers.
That could be interesting. The question is, what 2% revenue are you looking for? All of it or just
all of it? Yeah, all of it. Just all of it. So that is all of the stone and all of the iron clubs sent out. All of your ice clubs are also done.
Yep.
And you've got a couple Spark and Ice and Flint teams left. How far do you think you'll get in terms of getting them all done?
I don't know. I definitely had several managers that were like, I'm interested in Ice and above. That's really it. Just they don't feel like it's worth their time to manage lower ones, which I'm like totally fine with. I'd rather you tell me that now opposed to not actually try to manage the Spark teams. And so yeah, I don't really know how far we'll go. It's going to save me already half the time rotating just the Spark team. So I'm trying to hide my laptop even further over. But what I'm excited about too is the fact that because what happened with Big Will's Hamburg Harmony team getting promoted to Diamond because Ronan didn't sell his top platinum club. We're now in Diamond, and I want to talk to Ron John. Maybe you're still here. I was like, if I can get Delegated as a tactic person there too, we can have 2 of us trying to figure out tactics for our Diamond team. So I can focus on that opposed to everything else here in the middle. That's another benefit of having Delegation is the fact that we can both work on that together. And also, I don't have to worry as much about my Ice, Stone, and Iron teams. Besides, again, keeping an eye on it. I'll still watch games and everything every now and then. But
Ricky said, just looking at that spreadsheet gives me a headache. Delegating out 15 clubs was hard enough. Do you think we'll see more people working together in Diamond and Plat as opposed to the kind of the unofficial take my club for a season? Like, do you think we'll see more more of that?
Well, what's interesting is the fact that you still can't be associated with more than one club, right? And so Ron John's going to own Hamburg, and so we can be in that Diamond Club. Big Will owns part of it just based off of being bought in, but he's not going to be able to manage or be a part of the team directly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think a lot of guys at the top either already have their own team or can't join in because they have some conflict of interest, either already in the league or something, or they have a team that's in platinum they don't want the other guys to know their tactics for. That's where I think a bigger issue could lie too. But with Ron John and I don't believe that'd be an issue. And yeah, so we'll see. But I will be curious as this season kind of ends of delegation, if there are more managers that come out saying like, hey, I'll be happy to manage a Spark Club because I didn't get the Ice Club I wanted from this manager or something like that. People are probably just chasing higher clubs now, and then maybe people will filter on down as needed.
Do you think if you are able to get all of them run, do you think you'll miss it, basically? Like miss the daily tactical moves that you have to make? Or are you just kind of on autopilot with it?
I was on autopilot. I was just changing rotations. I would say it was I had 4 Iron teams last season. It was the Incheon, Philly, and Norwich. And those I did do some more in-depth tactics, trying to get through. But now that I've handed those off, I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun if it works out. Really, just trying to learn more from the Diamond team and following that, and collaborating with Ron John about tactics there. So,
do you think you'll want? I guess the part of the experience here is you becoming a better tactical manager by not having to address all 123 clubs on your own. Do you think at some point you'll want to keep one of the Iron or Stone clubs just because you think I can do this now?
Yeah, possibly. It's one of those things is if someone, I don't know, like if Bruce gets both Philly clubs promoted next season, I'd be like, great, keep going. Like, I don't think I would take either one from him.
Yeah.
But like if I learn from studying tactics and whatnot, and one of the other Iron clubs or Stone clubs isn't managed as well or doesn't do as well, then maybe I'll take over one to try to learn the ropes there. I don't know. This is, again, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of people that want to manage clubs. I love it. And so it's all gonna be a learning experience and a process.
Do you have any concerns going into the season with all these clubs kind of being tactically managed by others?
I'd have more concern if more managers reached out that were in their first year or two, or season or two. So many managers were like, I've been here since season 5. I've been here since season 1, even like season 8. Like, and so I've seen they've been here for a few seasons now, where I'm not as concerned as I thought I would be. That's why initially I was like, hey, if you've been here for 1 season, or I'm going to give you 5% rev share, 2 or less than 2. First season 5%, 1 season or less, you're going to give 10%. Didn't have any of those. It's only been managers that have been here for some time, which I felt like was interesting. The only rookie manager I might have is my brother-in-law if he decides to do it after all.
So the MFL that you are giving up, do you think that I guess the hope is that you end up with just as much, or the hope is that you end up with more like after this season than you did last season? Is your plan of how your agency runs basically going to be any different? You did mention kind of the last time we spoke that you didn't, and actually we've spoken since then, but you are essentially saying common packs and Lego packs are the only ones that like maybe are worth it right now based on MFL. And with the way that you're kind of passing off the tactical stuff to other people, I assume it doesn't change the math of what you think is worth doing for the rest of your agency.
No, but at the same time, I can also be weak, and I opened up 5 rare packs after watching the Ramble guys open up their packs. the other day, and so like though I feel like there's certain things that are better, it's still fun to open up certain packs here or there. But in general, I do feel like though I had pretty bad Lego luck this past pack opening cycle, commons and Legos are where they're at. My hope is still doing like every couple of years resetting the whole roster. I think it's going to be every 3 seasons resetting the roster just based off of retirement warnings go. But that will still be like a, hey, you managed this team for me, you did well. I'm basically just going to restack teams in the priority order of which they were at before, and so people can still have a similar level club. It's just going to be you're left to learn some new players, but it's a new engine, so it's still going to happen either way. Sometimes it'll make sense to keep players on the same team, but it's also hard to plug and play if you have a retiring guy here or there. It just shifts everything.
So now that you, over the past few seasons, have, or correct me if I'm wrong, do you have more exposure to Diamond player wise now than you did 3 seasons ago?
Than ever before. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's mostly part of it's because we're managing that Diamond Club. We did a few seasons ago, maybe like 4 or 5 seasons ago. But now it's like I have that. Then I also have 2 guys on Big Will's team, and that'll be it. But that's still 7 players in Diamond that I wouldn't have had before.
So I guess the question is, do you have a different view now of where you have to essentially replenish your agency? Because you can't rely on thousands of common packs and some of those players ending up as Legos. Do you, and you said you opened a Lego pack. Did you open 2 of them?
I opened, I think, 3.
Well, I remember you sent me one of them and you were like, this is a bummer because he's not that good. And you were like, all right, I just got another one because of that. But
and he was worse. Yeah.
And then you open some rare packs. You obviously win enough MFL that you can kind of do this. I'm selfishly asking because I'm in a position now where I feel like most of my teams are fairly set, but I'm sitting on some MFL and I don't know whether I should. I basically am. I have like almost like I would consider it a barbell way of my agency where I have 3 stone clubs, 3 spark clubs, and then well, I had 1 ice club, but I bought another one, so nice. It's not as barbell. But my goal is to make my top clubs the best. It's not really to bring the bottom up. And so buying more players to help with the bottom with the hope that one day they get to the top, like it doesn't seem realistic to me. And so I was like, should I get a pack to help the top? Do I help the middle because that's closer to helping the top? I'm curious what advice you would give me.
Yeah. Because what could 38 get you?
So 38K gets me 3 uncommon, regular, uncommon, and 1 65 to 69. Now, most like my stone clubs are mostly rares. They're not all, but they're mostly rares, but they're low rares. And so, and my ice teams are, mostly uncommons. Yeah, for the most part. So it's more, do I just kind of fill in the middle with the hope that they will progress to the 3 stone clubs? I also don't rule out that at least one of the stone clubs becomes an ice club next season.
Just a lopsided barbell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have what holes do you have right now in your teams? Do you have any holes?
I mean, could I improve everywhere? Sure. But like blatant holes, not really.
Yeah. Because I do really from an advice standpoint, it's different than whatever I did. Obviously, like I said, I bought the rare packs. I like that more than I like the uncommon, frankly. I think uncommon packs are potentially one of the hardest buys to convince me of doing.
Okay.
I just really feel like the tier difference between revenue for MFL per player, when you're talking about uncommons playing in ice or around there, maybe stone, sometimes even Spark. Like they're just not going to get the return that you're spending on for the ward unless they really pop. The rare 75, 79, if you just went all in on that, that is a chance where that could potentially be a Lego at some point if you get good progression out of them. But of course, my obvious answer is just hammer commons and filter and just feed them up. But I would say if I'm going to just rank player pack value, it's like commons the best bang for your buck, just the 600 common, and then it's the regular Lego, in my opinion. Not the banded one, but just the regular one, and then probably the 85, 89 Lego, and then probably going rares on down. Skipping the 80, 84. I don't know if that made sense, but the problem is, trying to save up to a Lego is going to be hard, and I don't know. And I don't know if the regular rare player is better for you, or if just getting the 75, 79 band makes sense. It also comes down to value of your personal value. Like, what are you going to get enjoyment out of? You're going to enjoy ripping those uncommons. You're okay with putting a little more in the MFL into the game periodically to make up for maybe the lack of return. I don't know.
If I opened 63 common packs, how many do you think would eventually make it to Stone?
I'd watch all of those. How many make it to Stone? A couple, maybe.
Really?
Depending on where Stone's. If we have D power creep eventually, you get young guys in common, and then some of those common guys may start at 50s and pop. If they start at like mid 50s, pop to, I don't know, even just low 70. Like that's a high jump, but you're also getting a lot of common players, and so I think overall where we see leagues now, their averages are going to decrease by about 5 by the time we see power creep fully diminished.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because it was actually Toby I was speaking to earlier today, and I basically gave him the same question, and he said he does limiteds. He said, being that's where I want the low end of my agency to be. Though with the Staff Flynn stuff, I'll always sprinkle in enough commons to keep one of those teams going. I have so many like older commons now that just go completely unused, and I can't even loan them out, and I just can't get myself to spend $60 on a Flynn club 3 times to get them in. But the power creep one is what I kind of wanted to get to. That's my thought of, while the value might not be good for these uncommons on the higher end, maybe those end up being okay for Stone. And then I'm able to just kind of replenish the older players that I have at the top end of my agency.
Yeah, I think I'll just pull up another one of my spreadsheets. If we say the 10,000 uncommon player pack costs 10,000 MFL, can you? We can basically say MFL is maybe around 400 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically costing you $25 to open if you compare to selling the pack, right? Uncommon players for me, just where I feel like they are valued, is around $6 to $7 at age 22, 23, based off of the return they have potentially on average. And that for me is just too big of a hit whenever it comes to saying where I'll open a player for. Whenever you do that in large quantity, when you do it in small quantity, if you're saying just doing a few of them, that's fine. But I have the same issue with limited, where it's like those limited players cost you about $6 to open, and they probably project for revenue generation of around $2. And so if you hammer those a lot, you're basically minus $4, minus $4, minus $4. It just adds up, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But there is possibility of popping off, being better than average. Average progressions 5 is kind of the rule of thumb I use. I don't know what other people use, but that's just based off of average.
When you're doing it though on a bulk level like you do, does it not make sense to essentially? How do I frame this? I feel like taking an average of a per player doesn't make sense, because you're eventually going to have one hopefully, if you have a bulk, you'll have a couple players that really pop off and their resale value kind of makes up for the loss of the others? Or is that why you use the average?
Sometimes you also have players that don't do anything and retain their value their entire career. Like for me, where common players are at, if it costs me about $1.50 to open, I'm saying that because there's so many common player packs in the marketplace. Sure, maybe you can sell for $2 every now and then, but it's hard to be the one that gets chosen to be bought.
Right.
Common players in general, around 48 overall, I feel like is around 140 to 180 in value. So really, on average, I'm hitting my value, if not better. And so that's where it allows for, like what you're saying is maybe the average of +5 overall, I should be using a slightly skewed more, like better, because you have some players that do pop off and have drastic increases of value opposed to those that don't have drastic decreases in value. But I don't know. I like to plan for kind of not having those guys.
Sure.
Just because they can be far and few in between.
Jardle, thinking of ripping 100 plus common packs with my MFL, but then I would need to buy clubs to play these players at, since it's harder to loan the lower overalls. How does that factor into the decision? That's part of mine. Just like I didn't want a bunch of lower rated guys because I have nowhere to play them.
Yeah. All this is contingent on the fact that you can play them, and that's how you end up with 123 clubs. Frank, that's just the exact reason why it just keeps going up, because I keep doing that. And I told myself I'm not buying any common player packs this offseason, and I bought like 30 to 40. I was showing my sister last night what this game looks like, and open up a player pack for him just to see, and it was like a 25-year-old 46 player, and they're like, oh, he's cute. I'm like, that's not what we're trying to shoot for. Yeah, it was a good example to show what that could look like, but it was a bad $1.50 to $2 spent.
Did you also explain that it's not a real human being?
I did. Yeah. It's not even worth showing the player. I was gonna say you could go to my agency and search by joined agency and you'll see him, but it's like, I don't know. It just looks like another guy to me. As far as we have so many different guys in this game.
Sure.
Yeah, 26-year-old, 46 overall center mid.
Would you just assign that player as a 0 value?
No, because at the end of the day, like he can still play a backup to my teams where I want to have younger players develop in, and so he could still fill a roster spot.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you could put him on your Iron Club and he wins MFL that way.
No, I'm saying like put him on a Flint or Spark Club, have him with a bunch of other guys like him, play backup 11, and have my young guys that are a little bit younger, a little bit lower overall than him,
right,
play 20 games whenever he plays 8. But you need him to play 8 so that other guys can play even more.
What was his rating?
46.
Yeah. So you seen a bunch of younger 43-year-old or 43 rated players.
Have you seen my agency?
Yeah, no, you're right. That's fair.
They're there.
Let me see.
Yeah. How many players do I have under 46?
I was just about to look.
I have 348 players that are 46 overall or less.
Oh, wait, here we go. Got enough that are young.
And they're playing.
This a new one right here? 38. My God.
Yeah, you're never excited to see those. Because the thing is, the age pops up first. And you're like, okay.
Oh my God, he's 5'4".
Yeah. No, okay. Did I show you the goalie that I just pulled? The Lego goalie?
No. Oh, no.
I was like, hopefully height never matters.
Oh, no.
Well, because I can tell you where he's from, and you might be able to guess the concern. It's from Chile, which is not known for having tall people. If height's ever an actual thing, that's a bummer.
Hmm.
But goalie is one of the weaker spots in my agency. So I think I ripped, because I bought some rare packs too. And I want to say like 4 of the 5 guys that I ripped that day were goalies.
So are the guy like what's up with all of these?
So Charles, I had like 6 contract offers for him, but because of what Big Will did for us by helping us play in Diamond opposed to Platinum, I accepted his loan. I don't know why it's actually still showing available because I accepted that. I don't know, like 20 minutes ago while we were on stream. But yeah, so he's going there. And otherwise, there's some conversations with Work the Space because he's going to help get us a goalie in Diamond, where I'm making like, hey, you already had some good contract offers. I'll send you some guys as a thank you as well, accepting your offers opposed to other people. And so there's still even like contract negotiations within the contract negotiation.
Sure.
But now that Diamond team's figured out, for the vast majority, now it's a matter of talking to people about these players. It's one of those things too that whenever you have, I don't know, top end down, you never know who's like, oh, I want Prado at center back. And then they can't get him because he signs with someone else. Then they're like, oh, now I'll sign Paulison to my team as well. And so you don't know what opportunities you're missing by signing guys that are lower too soon, because guys in Plat may reach for guys that should play in gold because they're needed position, or so on down the road. So I'll probably sign the 90s and 89s today, and then maybe let 88s, 87s kind of maybe later today or tomorrow. I want to give people time to manage them, but I also want to put them in the best environment possible.
So this is, let's see how many there are. 27 of these guys. How many do you think, like, were they all rare packs? Are there some that were lower?
So
I guess I could just literally look at their progression.
Yeah, it's probably easier. A couple of the progression monsters were already loaned out, so you could even unclick free agent so you can see all of them. But
jeez,
he's one that's been fun because he wasn't all at once. Like, he's just been steady.
That's awesome. I have a guy like that, but then got here and is just dead.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try to go look to see who's been the biggest progressor. I think the biggest progressor actually has already been loaned out. I think he was one of the ones going to Diamond. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where you just never know who's going to go.
See, here's a common that went to Lego. I'll just get 3 of those.
There you go. Which one's that one?
Or uncommon, excuse me.
I was going to say there was so Bozic and Leon both already loaned out to the Diamond team were 38 and 37 increases. Most of them do come from limited, and so I'm going to give credit there.
Wasn't in limited long.
Nope. Which one are you looking? I was going through it right now.
This is Bozic.
He's the guy that I bought for $3. That he went +2 in the first couple of days or the first day, and so I was like, yeah, I'll give him a shot. And yeah, now he's in Diamond.
Jeez.
But yeah,
it's a good they passed Vidic.
Yeah, well, he started at, I guess, yeah, he made that uncommon jump pretty quick, but he didn't start super low, and he's definitely stagnated. He's the picture of shooting up and then flattening.
Yeah.
But if you can flatten at 90s, that's fine with me.
Kingslayer coming in. Yeah, so the guy that I have, let me see if I can find him quickly. So it was just kind of like a little bit, I guess it wasn't each season, but now he's stuck.
Yeah. But again, that's good. It's steady progression, right? It's not going to, yeah, I mean, you would probably prefer that he jumps up to be a 70 after 2 seasons and then flatlines to where he's at now. But tier jail is a real thing more often than not. It wasn't for Vidic, but for most people it is.
Certainly. So yeah, I will say that all of your slandering of the uncommon packs hasn't deterred me yet. Mostly because I just look at it as what do my teams need, or what does my agency need, and I don't really want to wait. That's the worst part.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you're it's kind of a short game play, but you want to have fun now. Like that's reasonable.
Yeah,
reasonable decision.
I'm not playing to have fun later. I want to have fun now.
Yeah, exactly. And so now it's yeah. I'm trying to find out my rev share needs, my one tab to see like what I think if he's which one are you looking to get? Which uncommon pack?
Just the 10,000.
The 10,000 one. So anywhere in the uncommon range. If he's like a 71 overall, never mind. If he's a 73 overall, 19 or 20-year-old, I feel like you got value, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll just get 3 of those.
Yeah. Plenty to do. Are you doing them now, or are you sitting on them a bit longer?
Do you have time?
Oh yeah. I think my wife is taking a nap, and then my
love that
sister and brother-in-law are at work, and I'll just do my remote work here whenever we're done.
Yeah, I'm gonna get 3 of these and then one of the lower ones because that's what I left.
This is one of those fun things where I'm on record saying this is a bad idea, but I can still hope for the best for you. And so it's kind of like a win-win. I can either be right or I can be happy for you.
So actually, I have 8,200 left, which gets me either the cheaper uncommon, or I could get, I don't really want limited players. I just know I'm going to get the 26-year-old 55 rated player I'll never play.
Or you can get 13 common packs.
I'll get out of here with that. If I had a ton of Flint clubs, or I wanted Flint clubs, I would, or if Spark didn't have the minimums, then I would consider it.
So here's something I'm honestly considering in the future. I think I may have mentioned this before. With how many players do go 0% commons that just need to find a home, if I can somehow resist opening common player packs, I might just sign a bunch of players at 0% rev share and just run teams with other people's players to help them develop. I get free MFL. It could be, I think that's the most efficient way to play this game.
So it's funny you say the to help progress other people's players, because I think you could probably have a lot of success taking older people's players, or the people's older players. Because like you don't care if they progress or not. You just want to finish as high as you can because you get more MFL.
Yeah, there'd be a combination there for sure of getting the best available players for 0%. Sometimes people will post limited players for maybe 0% because they're young and they just want good playing time.
Yeah, like this is a 60 rated.
Yeah.
60 rated center forward, left mid, 0% auto accept.
And I'm sure it's 20 game contract or something like that.
No, it's 0. All of these are 0.
Wow. That is, yeah.
Like all of these players are 55 and above.
That's where I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you want to use the players in your own agency, they have value. But if you want to try to loan out players, it is hard to loan out commons, let alone looks like limiteds. So I hear what you're saying. My answer is just buy another club. But no,
do you think buying another club is always good as long as you're under 123?
Yeah, as long as you don't catch me.
Right.
That's the answer.
Yeah. Let's open these packs
before the World Cup boom that's going to be coming.
Obviously. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, wait, here we go. You guys can't.
Do you have a position you're hoping for? Or that you're not hoping for?
I don't really want, no wingbacks and no center forwards. I actually don't have a lot of center mids, and so I could use some center mids. I'm really deep at fullback and center back, and so any defenders, no defenders.
No defenders.
All right, let's see what we got here. Leon Bates, surely English. There he is. 26. CDM I would take, but well, he's kind of slow. He doesn't really do anything that well, so that's great. 6'2".
Okay.
So that was at the higher end, though. That was the 65 to 69 pack. So that was the highest I could have gotten, rate like overall wise.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's also 26, and he'll probably retire at 30. But anyway, do you have a left, right, center choice?
Leave a second 65, 69. I would just say start there.
Oh no! Oh, was the other one? Oh,
the one
never mind. The other one was a regular.
Yeah, Toby's watching.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Right. I would say 65, 69 now.
All right. So the other one was basically smack in the essentially middle. All right. Keen eye.
No defenders. Under 22.
Yeah. Just give me somebody at 17. Like, position doesn't matter if they're 17 at this point. Wow, that's a beard.
Oh, even better beard.
Wow.
I don't know how you say his name. 21.
There we go.
Attacking player.
80 passing. Give me that.
Specialist. And there you go. The highest.
That's the one, yeah.
Get. Yeah. You were just calling your shot.
5'9". I feel like 5'9" for that big of a beard is weird, but
that's a high proportion of beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right mid secondary position. Let's see what Klinchak.
Yeah, that's a copy paste. I would not try to spell that.
Here he is. 69 cam, 69 right mid.
You might just have a hard time playing him at right mid with that pace. But it's not the worst pace. I definitely have players with worse pace.
59. Yeah, that's not ideal. Not bad.
I guess more so given the option to be at cam or right mid, I'd definitely prefer cam.
62 defending on a cam is kind of high. You're right. All right. 2 more. How old was that guy? 21? Hopefully he's the oldest one we see from the after this. Okay. Let's get another one here.
Yeah, striker.
Strikers are fun. I have a couple young strikers in my agency. I mean, I'll always take
could always use more. Yeah.
17-year-old striker for sure. All right. Jean-Jacques Fostier, 22 center back. It's not the end of the world here. 83 defending.
He's going to be good, I think. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. That's a good one.
So he can't shoot, which he's a center back. He can't pass, and he can't dribble.
But he's a good defender.
But he's a good defender.
That player had that $30, and so I feel like you got your value there.
You value this at $30?
Yeah, but I would buy for.
Do you want it right now for $30?
If I had $30 my Dapper account, maybe.
He's a demon. There we go. There we go. Yeah, 22 is nice. As I have more higher up clubs, I'm having to buy just older players off the market because I don't want to keep doing, because I don't want to do loans, but I'm going to have to replenish, and so here we are.
Yeah.
Plus he's French, so the devs ensure he performs well.
And progresses probably pretty well too.
Yeah, that's the new engine. Just French guys get better.
They already won the World Cup in the MFL.
That's right. All right, last one. Here's our banger.
That last one was really good. He looks young, I would like to believe. Oh, not bad. That's only 1 year above average.
Another CDM.
Well, 1.5 years above average.
I do like 82 passing on a CDM.
Hey, to get 369s and a 74 from those packs, that's pretty fortunate.
6'3".
Ages could have been a bit better.
Let's see what this guy is as a center mid.
His defending's only 63, so it might be as good or better.
67.
67, not much.
All right. You know what's funny is that I literally bought a CDM yesterday.
Now you could sell a CDM today.
Who did I bought this guy yesterday. 28.
For 820?
Yeah.
You sent an offer?
He's probably done. He's a low serial number though.
That's helpful.
So he's got 10 more years, 10 more seasons at least.
Yeah. Could be a good buy if that's the case.
That's what I'm going to keep telling myself. So here are the three guys I got. No, not age. Here we go.
Yeah, either way, I feel like that was a good buy for you.
I know you don't really think that, but I appreciate you saying it.
No, I have him at like $14 to $15 for that, with him being that lower mint. Otherwise, I feel like it's pretty close to spot on.
Oh, the other guy.
The one you bought, the 820.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, I think Forestier is definitely one that was better. Your first pool was brutal. The 26-year-old.
Yeah. Everyone in the middle. No wingers whatsoever. I guess the Polish guy whose name I'll never say out loud. Actually, Klimchak is easy. I got nothing on the first name there.
All right in that 50 to 61 range in pace. No one's really shooting the ball. The cam might. That's a little bit lower than you'd like to see for shooting for a cam, I'd imagine.
I don't mind 82 on the CDM. Yeah, I don't mind cams that pass really well. So I just have to play two strikers at least. Or yeah, I don't know. We'll see where they end up. No, but that $8.20 one, I offered $7.40 because he was 74 rated, and the 820 was a counter, and I just took it.
Fair enough.
I appreciate people countering because I do that. I'll sometimes offer like $7.77 just because I do silly shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I appreciate people who will counter with stuff with a similar. Maybe because I paid $8.20, he'll progress to 82.
Should have offered more. Countered with $9.99.
Yeah. So I have one player who, I already got an offer, a loan offer for this player, for the French guy, 4% in Stone.
Yeah, I think he's watching the stream.
I hope so. Yeah. I don't know how else you would see it, but
he's one of the guys I delegated a club to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was England A.
Clarino. He's really on top of it. I don't know if. So the funny thing is, I have. That's funny. I have a guy named V. Komar who's Ukrainian also, because one of my clubs got promoted to Stone. Yeah, I don't know what Stone League this club is in. I guess I could look. Like, am I loaning to another team in my league?
Becomes more of an issue the higher you go up. Yeah.
Right.
No, I had that issue whenever we were playing in Platt last season. Was like, someone gave a good offer for a loan for someone, and I was like, sorry, but you're gonna be coming into our Platt league, and I don't really want to loan a player to a team in the Platt league if I have other options.
Right.
Especially if it's seen as gonna be like ranked right with us. So it's definitely something to at least think about.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So my highest rated player is 84, and I put them into Patron Saints this year as the starting goalie in Iron. And I'm like, all I want, it would just be for how much I've slandered goalies my entire life. That hopefully my first Lego is actually a goalie.
Was that the goalie that you had loaned me a couple of times?
Yes, it is.
Nathan Parker.
That's him. I forget, where was he? Scotland.
Yeah, I think he was in bronze 3 seasons. It was just had to switch to a different location at one point because of relegation.
Yep. And then I sent him all the way down to stone, and then he was in iron last year, but we got relegated.
Yeah, I didn't have a bronze team left to offer him. I didn't even bother reaching out to you. I was like, no, he should at least be on your own iron team opposed to one of mine.
Yeah. But I don't I mean, he's 30 already. He's a later mint, so I don't expect him to get to Lego, but it would be fun.
How was rollover day for you?
The second highest rated player in my agency, this Cam I have, got the tag, which I was not expecting. He's a low mint and got it at 32.
Yeah.
And actually, I think I got a couple other low. So this guy's a low mint and he got it at 31.
That's brutal.
And he's super versatile. So he's a 75 rated right back, 76 rated right mid, and like a 74 rated center back. I love this guy. And he got it. I think these guys I knew about already. It wasn't that bad. Was this guy a low mint? Yeah, low mint, 31. Yeah, I think it's a scam. I think the 77,000 is a scam number, and it's not really there.
I hope not. A lot of my agency is that. I've definitely noticed one of the benefits of building so young early on is I've had a lot of guys survive so far, but I know it's also going to hit all at once eventually.
It feels like that's what's going to happen. It'll just all be at once, and then I'm going to look one day and the whole column will just be orange. I'm like, oh no.
You're like, I should have bought more commons to have more players.
I'm pretty sure that will never happen. Yeah, like just the bottom. This is the dregs of my. Oh wait, hold on. It's like the bottom of my agency. I have guys who have the tag, but they're just nobody's young down here.
Yeah, a couple of 25s in there.
They're just unplayable. Where there? Here's one. Oh, he's in the dev center. Both of them. Oh, here's a 20. Oh, this guy has already been in the dev center, and then I started playing him, and he just stopped.
He's like, no, I like training somewhere else.
That's exactly what it was. He's just not a big match day guy. He just likes the training XP. But yeah, these buying Flint clubs to play 29 and 30-year-old commons are just it's just not where I am in the game right now.
But then you can use MFL from that club to buy more common players. And then you can buy more clubs to play those common players.
And then I delegate out all of those clubs. So I don't even have to think about them.
Yeah.
Until rollover day.
Now it's just a new passive income stream, not financial advice.
Right. Of course. Yeah, there you go. Just got to get enough common packs for the Flint clubs. Flint Spark clubs, get those guys churning in MFL. What's the floor for a club right now? It's probably like a stone club too. It's not even, let's see, $54 for
actually
Flint.
Flint's.
But then 55 for stone.
Yeah, that's interesting. Does that have a roster currently?
124 incoming. Nope.
Someone here needs to buy that. Someone in chat, go buy that before I do.
Here's ice at 55. A bunch of ice at 55.
I will say it's going to happen.
Stone 56.
I feel like this floor is going to rise to about 59, 60 by the time we're at the end of signups.
Oh, Bald Sherlock said the 2 Flint clubs are maxed out on revenue.
No.
Toby got a nice
you also got to look for. There's going to be unrostered clubs that I think are going to be selling for 60 plus by the end of the next 4 days.
Unrostered clubs for 60?
Like the lowest you'll be able to find, I think, is 60. So I'm saying if you see unrostered clubs now, in my opinion, I just feel like it's like clockwork. Every season we have people that are posting in the club chat looking for a club with empty roster because they realize my commons or my limiteds aren't getting loaned out. I just need to get another club to play those guys.
These are all stone clubs under 60 and under.
My goodness.
Yeah. So there's
The
6 of them
locations
that
kinda
are
suck, but
60 and under. These 2 are empty. I don't know about the others.
I have considered selling one or two of my Lego guys that I'm just in there for developing, to be able to buy more clubs. So if I sell a Lego player, you'll see 4 clubs come off the marketplace pretty immediately.
But so hypothetically speaking, you buy those 4 stone clubs. You don't easily have the players for them, right?
It'd be changing rosters. I have some Spark clubs that could play in Stone right now,
What?
based off of qualifications, not like competitively, but for minimum overalls.
Hmm.
That, or I'm sure I could talk to someone managing one of my ice clubs, being like, "Hey, do you want to manage a higher up level club instead? Let me
And you just
just
move
move
all of
this
the
roster.
players?
Yeah, let me just move this roster up to Stone for you." Um, that could be a conversation as well.
How many players do you have um unrostered players right now? Do you know?
I don't at the moment. I have one more club that I need to make a roster for. Um,
173 is the answer, by the way. That also
and
loaded incredibly quickly.
yeah, players are loading faster. Um, clubs are still struggling for me. Not clubs. Schedule whenever that comes out. Um, but yeah, so my main goal is to loan out the rest of the Legos and the retiring guys. Are close to it. Like I replaced Blau on one team with the RBI pact, and so that's why he's not retirement symbol, but he's not rostered. Um, and then if you keep scrolling down, it's mostly just limiteds and commons. So I'm going to make a team with those limited and commons left, and then I'll be left with some sub 50s that may go into Dev Center or may go into another club if I find one. But a lot of them are older.
This is exactly why I don't open common packs. Like this endless scroll right here.
Most of them had homes. The thing is that I didn't calculate in my plans last season was players popping out of dev jail. And so it was those players that popped out now are some of them are here having progressed well or something. And now I'm just like, okay, I built these teams for the next 3 seasons. I wasn't planning on players becoming available
Right.
the next 2 seasons. So along with opening another 30 some common players, which I couldn't help myself.
What do you think it is about Stone that nobody wants to play, or is it just coincidental? Do we think?
I feel like it's possibly a combination of not feeling they can compete in Stone. Maybe they had players retire.
Like 77 is the floor in Iron. The floor in Ice is 55, and it's basically the same. It's the same in Stone.
It's people's desires to compete at the top, as in terms of like if they can buy a Stone team and fight relegation zone, or buy an Ice team and compete for a title. People are choosing to fight for the title. I'd rather just go for the Stone and get the
Hell
guaranteed
yeah.
well for top of Ice.
Yeah, get a bronze team and just let it get
Yeah,
relegated.
I have no problems getting relegated. That's been reiterated multiple times. But yeah, if you're telling me 54 for a Flynn or 55 for a Stone,
95 is the entry point for bronze, supposedly.
that's I've considered getting a bronze or silver and playing my guys myself there. But I really just want to focus on pushing Philly and Norwich up, where it's like if I buy a club ahead of them, then all of a sudden my priorities are switched.
Right.
And so I'm just loading out until I get those 2 teams up. But there'll be a pretty big overhaul of roster every time I get a team promoted to the next level. Because it'll just be like, great job, Bruce, Jimbo, Rory, whatever it is. Now I'm going to change your roster up for you. That's to make it even better. That's more of a thing for top of my agency more so than someone moving from Ice to Stone or something.
Sure. Do you ever look like, do you care where your next clubs are, or is it just price? Meaning, if
From
there's
like
a $55 bronze club, do you just snap by it?
that one, I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd probably be in position to relegate, so I wouldn't prioritize it. But it would make sense.
Yeah.
But from a Spark and Flint and Ice perspective, like right now, I wouldn't care too much as far as location. If the funds were in my wallet, I'm just not looking to add more funds into my wallet at this time.
All right.
I will say, the Diamond, whenever Brian had his Diamond Club listed, I was like, that feels like a pretty good price. But it was also like, because now the roster limits, I don't think he's listed anymore. Oh, he does still have it listed. I was like, because the roster limits that have been imposed because of me, and others, having to be 88 overalls, and like, man, you're missing out too many opportunities to even just field a minimum Diamond team.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
George said I may or may not have just bought a club.
My purpose here has been done.
There we go. Oh, Clarino getting one as well. Or is that what it? Oh no, that was sold. Excuse me. Sold.
We're selling clubs. I'm hoping that was part of a. I don't know. Don't like to see that.
Getting out now. Now that the pressure's on.
That, or you're focusing more on my clubs, which I'll appreciate.
I wish there were more filters on this page, or I wish there were any filters on this page, like just clubs.
Yeah, I don't know if the MFL team's listening, but I would like if we can add whenever you go to clubs view on your HQ. You were saying we can't see who's managing those clubs. I'd love to have that be there, because if you go to my HQ now, and you click on, I guess you can't really go to my HQ, can you? And then you click on, so you can't see who's managing it. But if you go to home and you click on one of the friendlies, well, you can see who's managing it whenever a friendly's being run.
Oh, really?
Bruce is always running friendlies. Yeah, so you can see managed by. And so I'd love to just have that be an HQ as well.
Right.
Just so I could scroll through and see that, and whoever else has clubs delegated can see which clubs are delegated. Like you're saying too, someone wants to scroll through and not look at the spreadsheet, go back and forth. They can just click on the clubs that they see aren't delegated yet.
Yeah, even if it was just internal. Like even
What?
if you just saw your own as opposed to everybody's.
Sure. Yeah, a filter could be helpful too. That's a small ad. They've already done so much.
Yeah.
I didn't do the pack drop yesterday because I was driving here to Raleigh, which was also probably a good thing, because I just didn't need more players. But I don't know how that went. Did you open any packs for the pack drop?
I was out at the time, so I did check probably 3 hours after, and everything was sold out. And I was like, oh, well, that's good. Because I remember one recently where it was probably the uncommon or the standard pack. Thank you. Hadn't sold out after like 6 hours, and I was like, oh, that's a bummer. But these were gone. So
yeah. I think someone's cutting a tree down over there, so sorry if that's loud. I don't know if you could hear that.
I'm only tempted to buy clubs based on location, and if a higher league club going on the cheap, I missed a 0% silver team for $64 just before the end of last season. Would have made money instantly. Oof.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
There was, forget the manager. Better keep him anonymous anyway. There was a club that I bought several seasons ago that was a gold club that was able to be bought for like 200 something, and it had 0% rev share, and I basically recouped my investment immediately.
Yeah.
So those opportunities can be there periodically, but it's not often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 170 the floor for silver now. 64.
Yeah, not 64.
Yeah, that seems wrong. Good get though.
This is a good time to buy clubs in the sense that a lot of times in mid-season it's hard to know. You have to click on every club to see where they're actually going to be. Like if it's a relegating silver club, that's actually going to be a bronze club. This is nice because everything is just truly what it is. But there's no free MFL part of it.
Right. You got anything else?
I could talk NFL all day, but I think it's probably a responsible time to shut it down.
We've gone from overcast to rain to sun now. So
The sun,
we've had
yeah. I just didn't
whole
bother
day.
getting up. Yeah, and I've probably let's see how many Discord messages I'd respond to. Yeah, I have about 8 Discord messages I need to respond to since we started. So
Yeah, we give out some more clubs. If anybody didn't see it before, and I'll put the link to the spreadsheet in the description of this video on YouTube. If you are interested in managing one of Trust's clubs this season, there are lots of Spark clubs available, whether you want to do 11 on or 11 off, 17 mans, whatever you want. Formations are everywhere. Oh, you got your 5 in the back ones filled. How about that?
yeah.
Oh, see it, save it. There you go. I know.
There's more 5 in the back though if people want them.
There are plenty.
Yeah. The caveat is 11 on 11 offs in Spark. A lot of them are you play the lower level guys more. You play the higher level guys usually in Cup. That way you can compete in Cup well. I'm looking for progression for those guys. But if you have fun making tactics along the way, go for it.
Yep, the whole plan. Take those commons, make them Legos. Simple as that.
Yeah. I'm thinking in the future about some sort of reward system, but I don't know how you'd even do that. But I feel like 15% is already nice enough for not having to contribute anything besides fun energy.
Well, as we said, the higher up you go, the more you get, even with the rev share. So it works out pretty well that way. Thanks everyone for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. Trust, as always, pleasure to speak with you. As I actually have something to do. That's the only reason I'm cutting this off. So not all of us can just hang out in the sun and enjoy not having to wear a sweatshirt and a jacket in February. So good luck with all of the openings now. Do you have an idea? Last question. Do you think you'll be able to fill them all?
No.
Okay.
I don't think people are going to want to manage teams that are average of 45 overall. I might get the 50s delegated at some point, but 45 it's painful. It's painful.
Part of the reason I don't buy Flynn clubs is that just that.
You just don't watch. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If someone's trying to actively manage that, you're not going to have a fun time setting tactics for teams that are going to be getting crushed 9-0 every other game.
In Flint, no less. Yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Good luck with all of your team building. Don't hesitate to get that extra club, not financial advice. And what's that? Or 3?
Or 3.
Yeah. And just like Trust, make sure you get outside.